In the last video, I did a pantry reset and it's so much more functional now. I love it. Also, I did find a solution for the bakingware stuff. I bought an organizer for that and it's living up there, so that's how it looks now. And yeah, it's been working out great for us. Bought that from TJ Maxx the other day and I love it. Now that this is done, we can focus on the rest of the kitchen. So I want to go through all the cabinets and drawers, go through everything with the help of my partner, because he's the one that does mainly the cooking, so he knows what we need to keep, what he doesn't use anymore, and all of that. So that's what we're doing today. Before I get started, once again, I'm going to start with my Magic Mind mental performance shot. If you saw my last video, you saw that I mentioned Magic Mind, and I've been using it for a few days now. I take it first thing in the morning alongside my coffee, and it's just been several days and I have never felt better. I definitely see an improvement in my focus and productivity throughout the day. And what I love about this is that I don't get that crash that I usually get after drinking caffeine. So really have been loving this. I've never had anything like this before, and because I feel so great, I'm loving taking these daily. So if you're interested and want to try it for yourself and you haven't had the chance yet, you can get up to 48% off your first subscription with my code. So if you try it out, let me know what you think, because I cannot go a day without one of these. Cheers once again. First, we're gonna start in this cabinet here. So in here I keep all of my glasses, mugs, stuff like that. So I'm gonna get my step stool because I can't reach up there, and I'm gonna start going through everything. Okay, I know for a fact that I want to get rid of this mug. It says aspiring stay-at-home plant mom, but honestly, I'm a stay-at-home dog mom. I do love plants, but I've just kind of been neglecting that part of my life lately, so I feel like I don't need this mug. It just doesn't align with who I am. So we're going to put this to the side. This is another mug my partner wants to get rid of. This is his, and he's had this for a long time, and I've always talked to him about this mug because I felt like he never used it. It never seemed like it was his favorite, but he told me the other day that he is actually going to let this go. So we're saying goodbye to this. Here, everything is good. We have all of our tumblers and water bottles here, and a couple of miscellaneous cups and things up there. That's a mug that my partner wants to keep. There were actually two, and he let go of one the other day, so we just have one now. And then this is all of our plates and everything. Don't need to make any changes here, so all of this is set. And then we come down here. If you guys have seen my videos before, you know how much I despise having this hung here. My partner and I got this when we moved into this apartment about 8 years ago, and we've been using it since, and we have not filled this up yet. That's how much water we're saving. I personally would like to look at something a lot prettier here while I'm doing the dishes, because this is not pretty. It's very cluttered to me and just don't like it. So I've been trying to get my partner to want to let this go. So today is the day. I'm excited to announce we can finally let this go, which I'm so ecstatic about. So gonna take that off, throw all the caps away, and then put this in my buy nothing group and see if anybody else wants it. It is so heavy. I wonder how many caps are in this. We'll never know. How does it look? Naked. Here on the wall next to the frame, we have this Swedish dishcloth that we use sometimes, and then this bottle brush that we were using for quite some time, but not lately, so we're going to just get rid of that too. And since the wall back here hasn't been clean in literal years, we're going to just wipe it down a little bit and get some of the dirt off. It's been years since I've been trying to get my partner to want to declutter that frame, so I'm so excited to finally find something pretty to look at here. So I'm going to be maybe thrifting or looking where I can just to find the perfect piece to put above the sink. Next, I'm moving on to this cabinet, and starting at the top, we store least commonly used things like flour and spices that we don't use all the time. Those live up there since we don't use them much. Then I began working my way down. Everything else seemed fine except here in this bottom shelf. I do want to find a different home for these plastic containers. I have some containers living here and then others down by the sink, which I will show in a few minutes. Next, we're looking up here, nothing here to get rid of or move, everything's fine. And then going to this other cabinet, making sure everything's okay, which everything in here is fine. We actually have it pretty organized and we use everything in here, so everything is good, just double checking. This left cabinet is one of my favorites because it's the most organized. At the top, we have a couple OXO containers that hold flour and rice. In the middle shelf, we have our hot sauces and syrups and things like that in a Lazy Susan. And this bottom shelf holds all of our spices in these beautiful bamboo containers, and I got these from Amazon. If you're interested, anything that I use in my videos is linked in my Amazon storefront, which is linked in the description box below. Next, we head straight down, and this is what I like to call our junk drawer, which just has miscellaneous household items like pieces to the shower head for our bathroom, extra batteries, just little random bits like that, some flour food in these packets, literally just the most random things you'll find in here. Even though this is a junk drawer, it is still junk that we need to keep somewhere, and this drawer has been working out great for us. I have these little baskets in there that I got from the Dollar Tree a while ago, and they just help contain all those little tiny things and the batteries all together, so they're not floating around in that drawer. I took care of the most that I could do in these drawers, and most of these things belong to my partner, or he has more ideas of what these things belong to than I do. So I asked him to come over and help me go through some of the things in these little bins. Ever since simplifying our kitchen for the past several years, every time we go through a declutter like this, there's a lot less to get rid of because we're bringing in less to the house. Even though I miss those days of these declutters where I used to get rid of a ton of stuff, I still find enjoyment in going through my stuff every once in a while and just revisiting all the spaces, every nook and cranny, and just seeing what I can get rid of, because I'm always surprised to find that there is always something to get rid of, especially after it's been a while that I haven't gone through something. I think I haven't gone through this kitchen in over a year like this. I will be decluttering whenever I see something that I no longer want or use anymore, and I'll just set it aside. But as far as going through every single drawer and cabinet like I am today, I haven't done this in probably a year. And here's our little junk drawer. It looks very organized to me and it just works for us. So that's how we're going to leave that. And then we're moving down right below and going through these two shelves. In the top shelf, we store all of our glassware that we use for baking or whenever we are going to a party or have a holiday party coming up. We have all those dishes here, and then other just random things that don't fit anywhere else in any other drawer. So nothing here needs to be decluttered. It could be better organized because these dishes right here are not looking great just standing like this, but we're just going to leave these here for now as I try to focus on things to declutter. In this bottom shelf, we have a few vases down here and then a couple of those plastic cups that we use when we go to Vegas because we get discounted refills on those drinks, so we like to keep those. Unfortunately, they won't stand in here because it's too small, so that's why they're laying on their sides. And I took the bottom stuff out, and I think I'm trying to figure out if I can rehome these Vegas cups because I might have had more space in the cabinets up there, but I'm just leaving them out for now to see. But we can get rid of this oil dispenser, so we're just gonna add this to the declutter pile. Moving on to the right past the oven, we have this first drawer where are some of the knives that my partner uses. So we do have a knife block sitting on the counter at the top left that you probably saw. So he uses those knives and he uses these knives. So I personally think we have too many knives, but I'm not the cook in this family, so I feel like I don't have a say in what types of knives we need to keep, but he wants to keep them all, so of course I'm not going to force him to let go of knives if he wants to keep all of them. I called him back in the kitchen once again to go through all these knives, and I make sure to ask him if he's 100% sure that he wants to keep everything. And it was all yes, except for one knife that I placed on the counter. He said he doesn't want that one anymore. So we're just letting that one knife go and then putting everything back a little bit more organized in this drawer. It might have been the last kitchen reset video that I did where I implemented these bamboo dividers in my drawers, and ever since then they've been working out great for us. I mean, he hasn't complained about them, so we've been continuing to use them the way that they have been, and I think we're just going to keep them for now. It's been working out great. And here we are going through every single thing one by one, making decisions, and I'm just listening to him because, again, I don't use any of these things. These are all his. And so we were finding a couple of duplicates that he no longer wants, so we're gonna get rid of those. And then there are some things here that just need to be replaced, like these wooden spoons. We've had them for a long time and they just definitely need to be replaced. So we're just making note of that, so next time we go to the store we keep an eye out for them so we can finally replace the spoons and a couple of other items. After going through every single item in the drawers, it was time to finally clean up the drawer, especially this one, which was probably the worst one. The other ones weren't that dirty, so I decided to take the time to clean it a bit. I have this bamboo divider in here that was kind of stuck. I could not remove it, But eventually I did. But for now, I just was cleaning around it. Then I started to put stuff back into the drawer of all the things we wanted to keep. But then later down in a few minutes, I changed my mind about this drawer and change it up, which you'll see very soon. When doing this organization part after the declutter in these drawers and cabinets, I make sure to ask my partner if everything is in the right spots, if there's anything that he wants to change. I just want to make sure that everything is functioning well for him so that when he's cooking, everything is in its place and it works for him. Like I said, I don't cook, so I don't really know or care about where all these things go, but everything must be functional for him, and that's what the goal is here. Now that that's done, we go to the next section, which is under the sink, and that's where we store all of our pots and pans. Everything in here is good. He did declutter a saucepan a couple of days ago, which obviously I did not show, but we got rid of that, and everything in this one looks great. But here in this one, this is another area that kind of overwhelms me and stresses me out because it looks like this all the time. So I'm going to see if we can make some changes here and make it look a little bit better. One of my main issues of these cabinets is how deep they are, so it gets difficult to grab things in the back like these Ziploc bags and aluminum foil, so sometimes they just get shoved back there. And then here in the bottom we have some containers for meal prep, mason jars, things like that live here in the bottom. So again, I asked my partner what does he want here to make it easy for him to grab, and he wanted these things sitting here at the front. So I took out the boxes of the Ziploc bags, and now I had to find different homes for them. In the bottom, we kept all the containers and everything the same. We just organized it a little bit better. Okay, we were going to put these all together up here in this shelf. They won't fit in these, so we just put the smaller ones down there. So that's why we had these in this cabinet. So we're gonna have to find another spot for it, and I'm thinking in here. And now we're back to this drawer again, just to revisit, because I do want to have those boxes down here in the bottom. So now we have to make room for them, and the bamboo divider in the middle was kind of not allowing me to get them in there with all the other stuff. So since it was taking up space, I decided it was time to remove that and just have this drawer without the divider, and it's so much better now. I can fit the boxes there along with everything else that was already in there. So Sometimes when you're decluttering and organizing, you think you have it all ready and set, but then you come across another hurdle or something and you have to rethink things and figure out where to go. So that's exactly what happened here. I wanted to have this be the home for these boxes because they were not functioning in that other cabinet, and I feel like here it's going to be a lot better. So we'll see how this works out for us. If not, we can always rearrange things. Okay, this on the left is everything that will leave, but we need to replace first. We have this cheese grater, these spoons, and this strainer back here. These were pieces from the dividers that we just never used, and I was storing them in there for whatever reason, but we have not used these since we put it in there, so those can go. This was not functional in the spot anymore, so we took that out. And this is everything that's leaving. A couple mugs, some expired salt, spoons, this oil dispenser, and of course, this frame, finally. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this declutter. Thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. Don't forget to check out Magic Mind. I will have their information down below. I couldn't have done this declutter without them today.